Test, test. Sounds good. Sounds good. If somebody else if I bring somebody else on, is that possible too? They can. Perfect. All right. Let me see, because I was actually gonna ask my other buddy, but I didn't know that if we were doing that for sure. So, but I'm ready for this. Give me 1 second.
Shortly here we'll introduce the starting lineups. They would go to the field, please. Yeah. So at 45, you'll hit it. You got your earplugs? Because there's a little bit of a delay. So it's tough. Regardless, it doesn't matter if you that's what you want the voice to go to the delay. You know what I'm talking about, don't you? You don't, because you, no, I'm just forewarning you, just be prepared because you're going to be, as your auditory, it's a little, it will be out and you'll be hearing yourself out. So it's a loop. You'll be fine. You've done this before.
Test, 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 test. Can you hear me here?
You'll be fine.
Test.
I just like to forewarn it.
Test one. Test two.
Let them know. There's a loop.
Test three.
It's easy. And then after? 45. Yeah, so you go back clock set, 45. So I'm going to do the shift time with the next one and bring it back. Clock set. That's for up and down. Yep, that's for up and down. Okay. And then say yes. So shift yes again. I'm going to do 15. So you just go back shift time. Right, so shift. Clock down. I can't see the numbers on the bottom. Set 15. Did you see number 2 for Ozark? So welcome to Western Miller Field, folks. The Ozark FC is in red. Can't see the numbers, so I can't introduce you guys. St. Louis Club Atletico is in blue and white. So we're going to have the national anthem come here. Have the national anthem here in just a moment.
Yeah, we are. So, we are here for the home opener, guys, and as a matter of fact, it's our inaugural broadcast, and we're really excited to be here. We are at Presco Miller Field, right here on the campus of St. Mary's Montessori School, and guys, you have to admit there's something special in the air when you're talking about a brand new team in the St. Louis area. They are
Right.
So 45, you just have to pay attention.
professional soccer league, and we are quite thrilled to be here.
There's going to be additional time.
By this broadcast for all the St. Louis
Your clock
fans.
set. What? Okay. The extra time or go down. So you're 45.
Can I set it at 45 right now?
So right. So if you go, so
Set aside, I know Davo's been talking about this for the past week, and it's fast as to get this thing underway.
right. And then you go up, and then you got your second half.
Perfect.
So right now,
Jump in with these two guys over here. Whenever ready on a clicker.
Yep.
And then you,
So they enough headphones. You turn off for goals.
you have to
Home
wait.
score. Plus one.
Just wait for somebody to come back.
Okay. It's up. Well, what we usually do from now on. Alright, so sugar.
Welcome here to St. Louis. Thank you for joining us for the inaugural and season opener with St. Louis Club Atletico versus Ozark FC. We're just moments before kickoff, as you can see the teams joining the huddle. St. Louis takes their positions.
That's pretty fair. That's all right. You learn. Live and learn. Is he singing next one? Is he gonna sing the next one? All right. So have him talk to me before next. All right. I'll get them coordinated. Thank you. Yeah. Sure.
Ozark FC. Starting up top, number 9, Mateus Alves. Followed by number 17, Erol Banielos. Number 3, Leonardo Borges. Number 7, Jose Castro. Number 8, Jarrod Cooper. Number 11, Alejandro Dominguez. 18, Alemcar Gonzalez. Goalkeeper number 1, Manuel Herrera Rojas. And 15, Tucker Johnson. See, we kicked off now. Number 19, Patrick Sarr passes the ball backwards to the goalkeeper. Number 1, Ziggy Camejo from Wayland Baptist College. The ball goes wide to the left back. Orlando Brown takes the ball up the line. Looks like true contact. We have a foul here. I'm joined by my partner in the stand, Bogey, who will be with us from time to time. Bogey, why don't you introduce yourself?
Hey guys, doing? I'm Bogey over here. Good evening. Should be a very fun game. Weather's beautiful. Just a little bit wet, spoiled by Mississippi. We got a good game.
Yeah, we had a little rain, but it looks like it's kind of passed over us for now. As we see Ozark moving the ball backwards. Goalkeeper makes a cut there. Chased there by Chevy Walsh. Ball goes up the line. Josh Ward heads it away to safety, and Orlando Brown takes a touch. Ball moves into the midfield. Moran. Back into the center defense. Orlando Brown takes the ball, passes it backwards again. Good ball movement fluidity so far from St. Louis Club Atletico. As the ball moves wide. Looks like it just rolled out of bounds. Ball moves wide. That's Daniel Rivera, number 21. Moves it out wide again. A good give and go, but it's out of bounds. Back to Camejo. Goalkeeper's good with his feet. Doesn't mind playing it short. Gets it out of trouble there to Brian Lopez. Into the midfield. Chevy Walsh wins the ball. Looks like there's a little confusion there. Moves forward. Lopez shuffles out wide, but it's out of bounds. Sarr takes the ball. Sarr with a backwards pass to Hernandez. Hamza taken down, called for a foul. That's number 9, Mateus Alves with the foul. Starting striker for Ozark FC. Ball moves out wide to Orlando Brown. Chases on, a couple moves and a couple step overs. Cleared to safety. Moran takes a touch. Hernandez out wide. That's Eric Lopez to Hamza. Moved out wide. Just out of bounds. Eric Lopez there playing looks like the right side of the midfield. Former NPSL Team of the Year. Joined by his side is Sarr, center midfield. Played at St. Louis University last year, just graduated. The ball moves forward. Hernandez, another SLU grad, fights it off. Ball moves forward. goalkeeper. Into the midfield. Good pass through by Castro. One-on-one opportunity. Bluebirds get back. Good step up by Josh Ward. Ball goes around to the outside. Ozark pass forward. Looks like the first shot of the game, but it goes wide by Mateus Alves. Okay, we've had a little action so far. What do you think of the ball movement so far in this game?
For the most part, very confident. They're playing it out to the back. They're not afraid to use a goalie, and they're just waiting for the chance for that opening. But also, it looks like opposing teams waiting for a counterattack. So we got a pretty good game.
And
Great through ball.
Walsh through. Just in time. Goes down. Looks like Walsh is going to finish it. For his third game of this, third goal of the season, Siobhan Walsh sticks in an empty net. That's his third goal of the season.
3 goals in the last 2 games. Great start of the season.
He's Siobhan Walsh, number 9. He was a former PDL Player of the Year. He's now here playing for St. Louis Club Atletico in the NPSL after a stint in Pittsburgh.
That's what we're talking about. They kept it in the back.
You got to be careful when you're moving around the back. Looks like we got a little high pressure. Goalkeeper kicks the ball forward. Brown to Sarr, brings it down. Over the top to Lopez, who gets in front. Lopez shuffles, but it's taken away. He's got 2 on. Appeals for a foul, doesn't get it. Hamza with a shot, saved easily by the goalkeeper. Camejo takes the ball, swings it out wide. Chase Neese playing out there, looks like on the left center back. That's his first start of the season. Got a couple touches on the ball. Sarr dispossessed. Ozark pushes forward. A couple moves out on the left wing. Turns it over. Hernandez kicks it long, but it looks like the referee calls it back for a foul. A free kick for Ozark FC. Out 50 yards out or so. Taken to the goalkeeper, Ziggy Camejo, who plays his college ball at Wayland Baptist, NAIA national champion. Moran to Ward. Out to Hernandez. Camejo. Takes his time before he goes back to Ward. ball forward. Walsh is up. A one-on-one opportunity for Walsh, but he scrambles it away.
He's wanting the foul, but that's just the strength that he has.
That's something we saw last week if you watched the broadcast or if you were at the game. Walsh has a lot of strength. He's quick, strong. He's just hard to get off the ball in general.
For a tall player, he's very technical too.
Really seems to be the whole package as far as what you want out of a striker.
Pretty complete player for sure.
Lopez out to Brown.
Also a great teammate, very encouraging, hardworking.
Couple shuffles from Nice. Brown dribbles it away. Down the right side, we have a nutmeg, but just to Elias, who passes it back to Ward, the captain. Hernandez moves forward on two guys he's taken down, but no foul. He goes forward. Out wide. Man in the box.
Great tackle.
A good stop by Nice.
Looks like Ozark FC are going to be looking for that counter attack all game. First point kick of the game for Ozark FC. Capitalize. Deep ball. Throwing. Moran.
You did mention it, Bogey. It does look like Ozark is kind of keying in on the counterattack. They gave up quite a few goals in the last two matches. They may have adjusted their strategy as we look at Lopez goes forward for Atletico through to Walsh. There's a chase on with the left back. Walsh gets in front of it, moves in front, slides it back to Sar, who moves forward on his left foot across, but to the keeper.
Especially when you go on a out of the way team, you're going to expect them to use the ball more in their possession. So
It's always hard to go on the road. I know you and I have both played at various levels, but that's something as the ball moves forward, but looks like he's about 5 yards offsides. Playing on the road is something to get off the bus, to not know the environment or the field. There's something to be said for that.
you do have to mentally prepare days prior to the game, especially when it's not a away game.
Ball moves out wide to Ward. Ward looks up the field, moves to Elias, takes a touch forward. On to Eric Lopez. Oh, but he's offsides on the right side.
Very
It did look very tight. Not the best angle from up here, but just offsides. Referee's right there. Out wide. Back to Ozark FC keeper. Rojas goes forward. Into the midfield and a splitting pass. Backtracking Sar. Lopez, in on the action, gets a piece of it out for a throw. Ball moves out wide to the right side. Ozark FC, touch takes it out of bounds.
looks like you got confused by the line in the field. You thought it was already out.
Yeah, the black line is out of bounds. However, looks like he was confused there. Brown up the line. Sar dispossessed. Ozark FC is a not a new team to the league, but they are under new ownership just now. Play their home games out of John Brown University in Arkansas. Dispossessed by Walsh, who came back from the striker position. And he slides it through to Sar, but he's a couple yards offsides.
He set too late from Walsh, but great play.
Ball moves out wide. Dispossessed. Lopez goes forward. Swift movement. Sar takes a bad touch in the middle of the field, loses it. Fights hard to get it back, and Elias is taken down. It'll be a St. Louis free kick.
Ball intercepted. Chance for another counterattack. Step overs. Passes around Moran. Can he get across there? And save.
Camejo there.
Shot on goal. And was at FC.
Easy save for the goalkeeper. Good hands. One of the staples of this team looks like they prefer to have possession and move it out of the back. It's clear to see that they don't want to just go long. They want to have an opportunity. As I say that, a ball moved forward to Brown, who comes around the left side. 2v1 now against him. He's dispossessed, and Lopez beaten by the pass. Ward looks forward. Sar back to Moran. Out there to Nice. And Ward always looks forward. First touch. Bad touch by Elias. Turned over to Ozark FC. Moves down the line. Left side for Ozark FC. Cross with the left foot. Blocked.
Corner kick.
Ozark lines up for the corner kick. The left-footed cross. Takes over the top to the far post, but it's out for a throw. St. Louis throw.
An interesting way of defending the corner kick. There was nobody on the post on the Atletico team, and it looked like they were up on the 6-yard line.
Yeah, you gotta beware of that outside post there, especially as it can be a point of attack for a team that just counterattacks. Get their opportunity from counterattacks, corner kicks, free kicks, and such. Got a goal kick here for Camejo. Out to Ward. Moves the ball forward to Elias, who takes one touch back into the middle for Moran. Moves it out wide to Nice. Looks up the field. His right foot, he looks like he, some miscommunication. Goes down the field to the other end, about Ozark's 20-yard line. Lopez shovels inside, back to Elias. Lopez to Sar. Walsh takes the shot. Saved. Lopez played his college ball at Jefferson College before he moved to Marshall University, where he played as their attacking midfielder. Division I. originally from Mexico. He moved here when he was young. He's lived in Minnesota, played in Minnesota for a couple of years since then. Ball goes out wide. We have two Lopez's on the team. Ryan Lopez, number 10, plays at Marshall University. Played at Marshall University, I should say. Eric Lopez, number 17, played the outside, is from California, played his ball at Cal San Marcos as he goes down the line. That's Eric Lopez with the right foot and across to Siobhan Walsh. Takes a touch inside, just across. Brown takes it over the top. And the referee blows his whistle. Looks like it's a goal kick. Brown just missed over the top. It's Alondo Brown. He played his ball in a U20 Jamaica national team before he went to Erie College. Rand, Jeffco alumni, plays at McKendree, moves it forward. Oh, mistake by the goalkeeper, cleaned up. Mayo talking to the referee. Looks like he just was trying to figure out whether he should take it away with his feet or whether it was going to roll back to the box, but it did not. Mayo takes the kick. Mayo comes out, grabs the ball this time. No confusion there. The goalkeeper, Camejo, as I've said a couple times, plays for Wayland Baptist University. National champions in the NAIA. Played in the NAIA tournament where he was named Defensive Player of the Tournament after several games that went to penalty kicks. Eventually, Wayland Baptist were the champions. Moran moves it forward. Moved out wide. Long ball up to Elias, who takes it down. Ball out wide to Lopez. That's Brian Lopez with a cheeky little pass back to Brown. Back to Moran, former Missouri Player of the Year, Perryville, in high school. Ball moves forward to Eric Lopez, who moves it back. Elias with a long ball forward, but it's straight to the goalkeeper, Rojas of Ozark FC. Ozark FC moves the ball forward. And Elias moves it back. Brown takes it over. Back to the Camejo. Out wide. Ozark FC, Rivera cuts it back. Looks like it's taken away by Nice, who's foul on the play. Quickly taken, back to Nice. Moves up the line to Moran. Around the other side to Ward. If you're just joining us here, St. Louis Club Atletico 1, Ozark FC 0. Club Atletico scored on a defensive mistake by Ozark FC when they left the ball for the goalkeeper, it appeared, and Siobhan Walsh snuck in, took it, shot it into an open goal, but Ozark FC has had their chances as they move it around to the left side, just out of bounds. Ozark FC free kick, 30 yards out. Taken left-footed, Moran steps up. Out to Rivera. To the right side. A push-off on Brown, left-footed cross, but the foul is called for the push-off there. That's a foul on Ozark FC, number 19, Sanchez. The ball goes forward to Brian Lopez, and he pushes forward, looks for Eric Lopez, who comes around the outside. He's wide open, he takes a shot over the top, and he missed it. Eric Lopez given a one-on-one opportunity with the goalkeeper. He just missed wide, looking to chip the goalkeeper. They have all the space in the midfield. There's no pressure on that ball going forward. Lopez, it was a Lopez to Lopez interaction. Brian Lopez moved it out to Eric Lopez, and it looked like all he had to do was finish it. Really should have been finished there by Eric Lopez. He's gonna wish he had that one back.
But that back line on the Ozark FC is very far off from their midfield, so there's a lot of space for medical forwards and midfielders to find space. Apparently, really utilize that space.
It does seem that there are some gaps, especially from Ozark, as you see between the back line, the 3 midfielders there, or the 4 midfielders, and their 2 forwards. If you penetrate the midfield, we've have been seeing some space here by St. Louis Club Atletico in between Ozark FC's midfield and their defense. We'll see if St. Louis can exploit that as the ball moves out wide. Eric Lopez again, he passes backwards to Hernandez, who just finished his time at St. Louis University, mostly as a right back, sometimes a center back. Moved out Patrick Sarr, teammate of his. Back to Eric Lopez, back to Sarr. Lopez goes forward on the right side, and it looks like it's going to roll out of bounds. Brown moves it back to Canejos, off the line to receive it. Moran to Ward, who looks forward. Back to Moran. Neese checks into the center. Dispossessed. Ryan Lopez gets back. Out wide to Alves. Dangerous clearance by Elias. Back into the center. Castro moves it out wide. Dispossessed by Eric Lopez. Back to Elias. Back to another defender. Looks like he's been dispossessed a couple times here in the midfield. Dangerous scenarios here. Makes a tackle. Sarr gets it away. Moves forward. Up to Walsh. Uses his body. Beats the defender. Almost taken down. Played advantage, but the play was called back after Walsh could not get to his original ball when he was, looks like he was pulled by his jersey.
So refreshing to see a player that is on his feet after getting fouled once or twice. Now you see a lot of those players diving and kind of drop out and really slow down the game, but it's good to see a player continue this way.
Right side free kick. Ball doesn't beat the first man. Cleared away. Player screaming for a foul. No foul given. Ward looks forward. Eric Lopez, who's been dynamic all game, spins away.
Should be an advantage.
But he wins it back. Back on the ball, Eric Lopez gives it away again. Counterattack for Ozark FC. Ward gets it away. Foul called. St. Louis. It'll be a free kick for Ozark FC. About the 25.
Looks like he might be kicked off.
So a left-footed free kick here.
Shot. And it's good.
Over the top.
Gonna get it right this time.
Ball moves back to Canejo. St. Louis back to their possession style football. Moves back to Ward.
Long. Like halfway through the half, they're changing their style of play and they're going to feed the ball more.
Flags up for offsides. It's Gonzalez who's offsides. Ozark FC. Elias goes forward. Dispossessed.
Again, there's no one coming in to check in on this one for the over. Six.
No pressure on the ball. The ball goes forward for Ozark. Hernandez outrun on the right side, over the top.
Too much tuna. No.
Right, a little too much tuna. Cleared into a dangerous area. Brown. Brian Lopez moves forward with the ball. Tapped away by Ozark, who moves it backwards to center back Sosa.
And I would say this: we
Castro moves the ball out wide. Ozark FC through on the right side.
One-time cross.
Moves back for Ozark FC. Back towards the top of the box. Left-footed shot. Wide.
The game has opened up. Ozark's getting a lot more opportunities. It could be the lack of fitness separation from Atletico. They really jumped into the season.
It looks like what was originally a counterattack. It looks like they're feeling comfortable in possession and moving forward. Picking their spots with through balls.
Yeah, that shows maturity and that experience that they have in the league. They can really feel the team, see how they're playing for the first 20 minutes, and they can adjust and figure this out, see what works best for them, and attack their opponents.
Sar spins away. His pass is cut off by Ozark FC.
They run a through ball and taking on Moran.
Looks to counterattack. Elias loses the ball in the middle of the field. Eric Lopez looks for a 1-2 with Brian Lopez.
Got about 8 minutes left plus added time. It's a beautiful night.
Elias
tonight.
moves forward. His through ball is blocked by Rivera on Ozark FC. They go forward immediately, but it's headed back to the goalkeeper, Camejo. Camejo looks like he's just trying to get guys to settle down, settle into the game, especially offensively. Bogey, we saw Walsh with the first goal. We haven't seen a lot. We saw him get away from a defender a second time, but not much actual impact since then. What would you make of his play so far today?
He's been looking for his chances and not really trying to waste too much energy making those runs. So just the way Atletico are playing, they want to keep the ball and look for the opportunities and no need to waste that extra energy to running around and looking for something that's not there. So he's a player that's going to be used through the whole game. I think he's playing very smart.
Walsh on it. Looks like he got his hand up. They're going to call for a hand.
But it looks like he does enjoy that through ball rather than checking in and getting it.
Yeah, you'll see him make those runs occasionally, but he hasn't checked in much to actually receive the ball at his feet. Is that a product of the system that they're playing, or is that?
I think that's just the chemistry that still needs to be built. These players have practiced for 3 weeks together now, and they're still getting to know each other. So in 1 or 2 more games, they're going to know each other like the back of their hands. So right now, it looks like they're going to try and play that safe football and get the opportunities and not take any risks.
midfield. Rivera cuts inside. Beats Brown up to the top of the box for Ozark FC. Rand gets it away. Elias loses it at the top of the box. Chipped forward and back to Elias, who goes forward to Sar.
There you go.
Moved out wide to Brian Lopez. And into the midfield.
Some career on Reedy, I mean, there.
Hernandez
Throwing.
blocked for a throw-in.
Left.
Or
His opportunity.
Walsh takes it down, not good enough. Little miscommunication between the midfielders. They collide with each other. Ozark FC is off to the races here. Through ball. Brown's there.
I think the last couple minutes are going to be very interesting because both teams are going to want to get that extra goal, whether Ozark equalizes it before halftime or the Bluebirds get another goal so they get a comfortable lead going into the second half. So it's going to be more interesting minutes. And each team's going to get an opportunity, it looks like.
See the ball switched around to the outside. We're still sticking with possession for St. Louis here. Ball moves into the center back again, who looks forward. That's Nice. Passes it to Ozark FC midfield. And Elias takes it to the outside, but there's nobody there.
Let it go out. Let it go in. Great pressure by Atletico.
Eric Lopez. Looks like he's offsides.
No substitutions yet by either team.
It is surprising you are allowed 7 substitutions, no re-entry.
Throughout the whole game?
Yeah, that's just on a full game basis as Hernandez gets that ball. Walsh through to Lopez. Ryan Lopez touches it to the right. Dispossessed.
That technical ability that I was telling you about Chevy is just a tank up top. He's also got the ability to get that perfect touch on the ball.
It was a cheeky back heel.
I think he got a nutmeg on him.
Might have been a nutmeg there by Siobhan Walsh. Put Brian Lopez through on goal, but he lost the ball as he was moving forward for a shot. Ward nearly loses it. Rand cleans it up.
Very
Out the
competent
ground.
man.
Rand has had very few mistakes. He's moved the ball pretty well this half. Not traditionally a center back, actually plays more often as a center midfielder, as Nice is dispossessed. Ozark moves forward. Shot and a goal for Ozark FC. That's number 7, Jose Castro, with the goal. It's Castro. Castro gets the goal. Ball moved forward for Ozark FC. They moved forward on the counterattack. There weren't many players back on defense. Looks like Nice was dispossessed there, and Ozark FC capitalized on the mistake by St. Louis Club Atletico. and heads it into the middle of the field. Castro again. Elias to Sar. Foul on Sar.
About to hit the 45-minute mark. We're going through added time. Probably going to have 2 minutes to call. Looks like actually ref is going to call it.
Halftime, St. Louis Club Atletico 1. Ozark 1.
Back to business today, local halftime. We're going to the business session. This is our prime lunch after the Southtown over the King Towers and Chippewa. Great food and meet some of the players yesterday.
welcome back to our game. St. Louis Club Atletico versus Ozark FC. If you're just joining us, the score is 1-1. As the ball moves forward, saved by the goalkeeper Nate Himes, who substituted into the game. But if you're just joining us now, the score is 1-1. Goals by Siobhan Walsh and Castro of Ozark FC have kept the game level. So go forward, Eric Lopez is onside. Looks for a touch, mistouches it, takes it to the right side, but it's saved by Ozark FC goalkeeper Rojas. Ball moves out wide. Ozark FC touches the ball forward. And Ward clears it away to Patrick Sarr. Moves it out wide to Jair Hernandez. Takes a touch forward. On to Brian Lopez and Siobhan Walsh. Moves it outside to Alana Brown. Drops the defender. Goes through. One-on-one with the keeper. Saved.
Great save by the keeper. Looks like Atletico changed their keepers at halftime.
Yeah, St. Louis Club Atletico took out Ziggy Camejo from Wayland Baptist into the game. Number 1, Nate Himes, also from Marshall University. He's a top 10 in save percentage in the nation, D1. The goalkeeper change is the sole change here for St. Louis Club Atletico at the moment.
Looks like Coach Ricky Garza wants to give the opportunity for the other keeper to just get accustomed to playing, get some minutes. Still early in the season, just in case something happens later on.
Yeah, so we saw that last week. He gave the goalkeepers each one half, except for it was reversed. Now we see Nate Himes in the game for the second time, second appearance, for a half.
He used one of those subs on that, though.
Ozark FC down the line, gets it across,
Unbelievable.
touched over the
miss.
bar.
Too much tuna.
It looks like Hernandez struggled to keep his man on the back post.
That's gotta be in, man. So it looks like the Ozark are starting off the half very, very strong.
They're hungry for a goal. They're 0-2, looking for a win on the road here. St. Louis Club Atletico also looking for a win.
Man, just right out. Run out of bounds.
But as I was saying, Atletico also looking for their first win. They went to Wichita, dropped 4-2 to FC Wichita in the first game. Touched by Eric Lopez to Hamza Elias. Moves the ball forward to Brian Lopez, who brings it back out to Orlando Brown. Brown moves forward, taking him on. Beats his man, but the ball skips out of bounds. Elias switches the ball well. Hernandez takes a touch to Sarr, who plays the ball off of the Ozark defender. Sarr brings the ball down to the outside to Eric Lopez, plays for a 1-2. Hernandez is fouled just outside the box. Looks about 5 yards outside the box at the 15.
Again, when you got a team like Atletico with so much height up front. I'm gonna look to put those balls in the box and hope someone's gonna get on the end of them.
Sar with the cross, knocked away.
Get another opportunity to get the ball in the
Out
box.
to Lopez. Moves the ball to Walsh. Back to Lopez. Step over.
And that's a goal kick. Had to ricochet a couple times between players.
We've seen defensive mistakes here from both sides. Probably could have had a couple goals apiece for each of the two clubs. However, still one apiece.
We could have a couple more if, some of the forwards kept their runs and timed them perfectly. But here we go.
Walsh through, but he's offsides.
You know what I'm saying?
That was exactly what you were saying. You got to hold up the run. You can't go too early.
Like the Atletico players are warming up. Maybe a couple changes coming in soon.
A couple offensive substitutions on the field, on the bench right now. Hendelis Papgeorgiev on the bench from UMKC. He's originally from Hungary, played for the Hungarian national team at U23, U21, and all the way down. Plays as an attacking midfielder. Also, Michael Gans is another option off the bench from Lindenwood University in St. Charles, Missouri. As we see the ball go forward to Walsh, he's on sides. It's a breakaway. He looks forward, shuffles it around, but the goalkeeper knocks it away. Out to safety.
They played a goal by the goalkeeper. He came out strong. That was a brilliant touch by Walsh.
It was crucial that he came out at that time. If he hadn't come out, we would be looking at a one-on-one shot scenario. Came out well, got a hand on it.
Here's a coming shot. Ooh. Okay.
Shot was fired wide for a goal kick.
Sun came out. It looks like it might be a little bit of a factor for the Ozark goalkeeper, but it is a beautiful, beautiful night tonight.
Hernandez up, goes off the top of his head. Ward heads it forward. Moran with a touch. Into the midfield. Foul called on Sar. It's number 19 there. What do you make of the St. Louis midfield, Bogey?
It's very strong. It kind of reminds me of sort of Real Madrid midfield. You got a player like Hamza who is like Casemiro. He's in there to win the tackles. He's not really there to make too much happen, but he's a player to be there defensively. And you got a player like Moran who's there to kind of construct and shape the midfield and really be the kind of like the brains of the team, kind of like Tony Cruz or Modric. And then Lopez, number 10, you have him. He's got that technical, he's got that flair, that you really need that in the team. So you have the mixture of all these different midfielders that when you combine together, you get a very, very strong midfield. Because you can't have the same players, you have to have someone that does each job perfectly.
It's part of what gives it a little bit of variety. Makes it difficult for defenders to handle as we see the ball go out wide. Eric Lopez can't get to it. Ball moves up the field into the Ozark FC end. But as you were talking about the midfielders, how crucial is it to have a neutralizer in the center of the midfield?
I think it's game changing. You have to have a calm player.
A
That
shot.
first save.
It'll be Heim's first save of the game.
No, it's very crucial. I think it's really game changing when you have that calm player, neutralizer back there.
We've seen a little bit of it from Elias, who he kind of moves up and back, but for the most part is neutralized defensively. We've also seen a couple wayward passes. Something surely for them to tighten up as they start to play together more. Ball moves forward to Walsh, takes a touch, gets in front of his defender. It looks like he is taken down, but no call, and it moves out of bounds for a throw-in. Walsh, defended well, gets it away. Ozark FC on the counterattack. Hernandez gets in to make the tackle. Ozark gets it away.
That's what we're talking about Walsh wanting that ball in front of him rather than with his back towards the goal. That should be a yellow card.
Ward took down the defender, draws a yellow card just outside the St. Louis Club Atletico box.
Then it was too much of a dangerous play, but it wasn't bad foul. It was going to be 1-on-1 with the keeper.
That was Borges, who was going around the left side. It looked like he was pretty much uncontested. Ward came through.
Would you say that's a smart tackle by Ward?
Some might call it a professional foul, I would say. However, it is going to draw a yellow card almost every time. So the left-footed cross goes in, Ward goes up, gets the ball. Again, that was a yellow card for Josh Ward. Number 22.
Shot.
Good save by Himes on a hard shot on the ground. Looks like he lost track of it for a second, but he does recover it.
Again, you see Atletico playing it out the back. They're so confident in each other and know they can keep the ball. Good ball boy tackling the players.
Yeah, the ball boy is quite eager. Elias. Ball back to Hernandez, back to Elias, moves it outside to Eric Lopez, but it's just out of reach for Lopez. As we see on the far side, Mikko Gans make his way toward the bench. The ball is recycled. Elias dispossessed, counterattack. Ozark running forward, cuts, Moran gets a piece of the ball there, knocks it away to Hernandez. Looks like they got away with it there. And Sarr goes forward to the right side to Lopez, who now is on the counterattack for Atletico. He takes it down the right side. Up over the top, and it's over the goal. The goalkeeper looked like he had it covered. However, to us up here, it seemed like it was a little closer than he might have thought it was.
They've been trying to check the keeper since the beginning. I think it was
Josh Burnett's going to replace Patrick Sarr in the midfield.
And it looks like Moran's gonna move into the midfield as well. And
They
Lewis
took
gonna
off.
take that center back, and not gonna be playing that one right in front of the four defenders.
So what we saw is Moran move forward from defense to a defensive midfielder. We saw Nice go off for Webster, who plays his college ball at Maryville University. Had a great season this past season.
I think it was their first time in history that they made it to playoffs, to the national tournament. I think they made it. So the Mets,
Ward heads into the middle. Hamza passes it back to Webster. Bad touch by Ozark FC defender Eric Lopez. Battle with Ozark left back. Foul called. Number 17, Eric Lopez. Long ball forward.
and you see them those, they only have one or two players that are in the box waiting for them because of that height difference. Adding Atletico has, so they need to utilize that more.
Foul called on the other side of the field. It's Lopez. St. Louis has made 3 substitutions, so they still have a few subs left in their pocket. Ball moves out wide to Hernandez. Lopez looks forward. Burnett, first meaningful touch of the game to Hamza, who's dispossessed. Shot long. And the ball moves out wide to Ward. It's on a yellow card out to Hernandez. Playing tight. Lopez loses the ball. A shot low right to the goalkeeper, Hines, who snatches it up easily and distributes it out wide to Orlando Brown. Moves from the outside of his foot. Walsh is on sides. It's a chase with the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper makes a great stop on Walsh. Other than the one goal by Walsh earlier, goalkeeper's had his number in this game. Brown across. Eric Lopez can't get there.
Both teams are gonna pedal to the metal right now. They're gonna try to get that goal. It's probably gonna open up the game a lot more. Get that extra goal so they can relax for the rest of the game.
Ozark can smell blood. They're up on the attack, looking for a win.
You know this is a huge game for Atletico because the first home game is supposed to always be getting a good result at home. So you want to build that confidence from the very first game that you have at home. That no matter who comes here, you
Atletico here at home. A draw to a two-loss team would not be a good result as they go forward. Brown into the middle to Lopez. He moves it out wide. Back to Elias. Ozark has moved back a little bit into their own defensive end. Elias chips it over. Collision with Burnett.
He's just on side.
Castro moves it
Takes a
left.
shot. Oh,
Himes.
what a save.
Looks like he gets a touch on it.
Great
Just out of
save by the
bounds for
keeper.
a corner kick. Nate Himes got a finger on that ball. Otherwise, it would have nestled in the corner of the net.
That's really good to see, coming off the bench as a goalkeeper. He's ready. He did not need 2 or 3 shots to warm up. He hasn't been making any mistakes so far. So that's really good for the coach to know that he's got somebody that can come off the bench and do a good job right off the bat. Because it's pretty difficult for a goalkeeper. It's different when you're a field player. You get into the game, so you're touching the ball a lot more, you're getting to feel the game a lot more. As a goalkeeper, you're getting that 1, 2, 3 shots maybe every 10 minutes or something like that. So for him to be ready right away, that's awesome. That's great. Shows a lot of
Elias gets the ball forward.
see in those situations, that's where Atletico needs to realize keep the ball rather than always look for that long ball, push it and chase.
Ball moves out wide. Looks like St. Louis has 2 substitutions to make. Eric Lopez will make way here. Onto the field. Hendelis, Pop Georgiev, UMKC.
You got the Italian stallion coming too.
Gans moves up top.
I think he might be playing in the shadow. Maybe not in the shadow.
Gans, number 11, onto the field up top.
He's Italian, right?
He is Italian. He plays his college ball at Lindenwood University, where he scored 11 goals and 9 assists.
He was at what academy? Was it Napoli?
Udinese Academy
Udinese.
in Serie A. He also was the unanimous player of the year in the conference and the unanimous decision for all conference this season.
Great awards.
A real poacher up top.
But I really like seeing this whole game too. You see that he's getting a lot of fouls, but that's sportsmanship. It's been awesome to see that. He helped the player to get up and apologize and understand that this is just part of the game.
Gans gets on the ball to Walsh. She goes through, but it's just too much. Good movement from St. Louis there.
These couple changes, I think, were perfect at the perfect time for Atletico. You got these youngsters who really want to prove themselves, so they're going to come out and they're going to give everything they got. Ball goes out for throwing.
If you're just joining us now, we're in the 69th minute. The score is 1-1. Goals by Chevy Walsh and Jose Castro in the first half. Draw the game even. There have been several chances since then. A couple good saves by Ozark FC goalkeeper Rojas, as well as Nate Himes on the other side for St. Louis, have kept it level. Hendelis moves forward, dispossessed.
Ref is trying to give advantage, but he's going to pull it back. And this is going to be a shot on goal. It's a good opportunity for Ozark to take the lead. Still a dangerous dangerous area. Say they got a second. They got a Cristiano Ronaldo. There we go. Step back. No, he's not. He's not back on the way.
Foul just outside of the box. Gonzalez lines up for the shot. Joined by a teammate, left-footed. Off the top of the St. Louis wall, it did appear to be on goal, so the wall does its job there.
What's that? Short. What are we gonna corner kicks? Looks like they're gonna play short here. Nope. What they do? Then Jair gets it.
Hernandez on the back post, heads it away, into the middle.
Great
Gans
pressure.
strips.
Now it's happening.
Handless to Gans.
There we go. Keep going. You got a lot of space. Get a little touch. One's gonna go back to the keeper.
Mistake by Himes.
No way. He's
The
not
referee,
calling
the referee signals.
PK. There's no way.
Looks like it's going to be an indirect kick inside St. Louis box as Himes miscleared the ball and then handled it inside of his own box. A very dangerous situation for St. Louis.
I'm very confused about that call.
A strange scenario, you don't see it very often, when the goalkeepers make a mistake. Himes handled the
I
ball.
don't understand why the foul was called because maybe for the handball, but because Ward played it back.
Well, Himes kicked it to himself.
Yeah, so I don't understand why that's. He didn't foul the player. He got the ball. So this is.
It's hard to say.
Another player has to touch it before the other player shoots it. That's this is an indirect freaking game, and that's why it's in the penalty box. Usually it would be a PK for the foul. So it looks like the ref called the handball, which
Blocked by the St. Louis wall. He moves forward. Burnett
handball.
handles the ball.
There, another handball that's being called, which is unintentional. Fans are coming alive.
Walsh in on the wall. Himes sets it. Gans, the lone man up top. Alves with the right foot up over the crossbar, off of the goalpost behind the crossbar. For a goal kick.
Got about 15 minutes left of regulation time. Maybe we're gonna get added time in this.
Another pass back to the goalkeeper.
We gotta check on that, man. If the goalie swings and Mitch,
Checking it as Lopez.
Mitch hits it.
Dummy by Pendelis. Yeah, you do explain that part of playing back to the goalkeeper is that it can be dangerous to do. Right, that's part of the tactics of St. Louis, clearly. The ball moves forward to Gans. Ozark moves the ball forward out wide. A long touch out for a corner kick or a goal kick for St. Louis.
It'd be hard to find somebody to outrun Orlando. And I think Atletico will have one substitution left.
Out of bounds for a St. Louis throw. Lopez moves the ball forward. Fouled on the play.
This is where they really utilize their height. I want to have somebody like Hewlin get in the box and keep Moran and Maria back there.
Webster stays back. Ward, Walsh make their way forward. Diving header, clearance. Ozark. Hernandez gets it away to Walsh. Walsh out on the outside, dispossessed, and Hernandez gets a touch on it, out for a throw. Ozark slips it through, but it's straight to the goalkeeper Himes, who throws it back almost 50 yards the other way to Burnett, who looks forward onto the opposite side of the field. Takes a touch forward into Lopez with the man on.
That should be
Foul on Ozark FC. The referee comes forward.
So it looks like the ref's going to give him his last warning.
Pop Georgiev out to the outside. Passed out of bounds.
That misunderstanding between the players. That chemistry is going to be built.
Maybe a little bit of frustration too for the home team. I'm sure they feel like they should be ahead. A couple touches one way or another might have changed the outcome of this game as it stands. Webster steps forward. Moved out wide. Mega with the left-footed cross. Webster heads it away. Onto Lopez's feet. Gans gets a touch off the chest. Forward to Burnett. Into Gans's feet. Bad touch. Castro moves forward.
Keeper gets it right this time. Kept time.
Starting to look a little bit disconnected, a little bit unorganized at this time.
I think both teams are rushing into making something happen out of nothing, which needs to continue to play the way they're playing the first half. And when they get their opportunity, they seize it. Apparently don't force it.
Webster looks at the field. Back to Moran, he moves the ball forward. Gans up, heads it back to Walsh. Moves it around the defender. Cuts it inside. Another cut. Hernandez is up there. Cleared away, but now back to Walsh. The referee calls an offensive foul. Walsh reacted to the call. Walsh is shown a yellow card for reacting to a foul that was called on him for, looks like, posting up his man. More or less of an offensive foul on Walsh. Second yellow card in as many games for Walsh to go along with his 3 goals. Gans up. Ball called back. It looked like that St. Louis player stepped up. Hernandez there maybe stepped a foot or two too high up the field before he threw it in. Into Lopez. On to Burnett. Too heavy of a touch to the goalkeeper, Rojas, Ozark FC.
This is going to be a war the last 10 minutes. It's just a low unfortunate to see the ref change the game. There's a couple of missed calls, but there wasn't time to make a save.
Through on goal, called off sides there.
It's a close one. There we go, Atletico are right back at it.
Quick restart. Burnett back to Pandelis. Moves it out to Webster. Brown heads up the field. Ball's recycled. Not a lot of urgency. It seems that St. Louis is content with moving it back around, and Hernandez moves it forward but loses it. Out wide. Handball on Ozark. Oh, well, no, something else was called. They called a foul.
Maybe the ball was still moving though when he played the foul, you know? So, I think the refs lost control of the game here the last couple minutes.
Slide by Hernandez to make that stop.
Another 20 kick.
Venga up the field. He's got a left-footed delivery. Stands in.
Orlando just came out. Orlando.
Levy sprayed into the game for Orlando Brown on the left side of the field. Plays his soccer at Benedictine College, Kansas. Ozark happy to move the ball forward and into the feet of Nate Himes, the goalkeeper of St. Louis Club Atletico, and Hernandez looks forward and makes a through ball to Walsh, touches it around. It's an open goal, but he hits it off the defender and then to Rojas' hands. Anyways, heads it back to Gans. Gans looks up the field, passes it to Walsh. Gans is through, gets a touch. It's an open goal for Burnett, but a slide in or a tackle in from Ozark FC to prevent a goal. Rand touches it down.
Ozark's goalkeeper does make those. He comes out very well. I mean, run circles and stuff.
And Burnett is taken down just outside the right side of the box. The sideline referee flags it down and called a foul. Ryan Lopez still in the game to take this kick right-footed. Referee gives him 10. Lopez lines up for the kick. There's a scuffle between the players in the box. Referee gives a talking to Webster along with an Ozark FC player on the far side. Lopez lines up for the kick. Taken. And away by Ozark FC. Failed to beat the first man there, and Burnett's on the ball.
Ball's out of bounds. Those opportunities at that time have to be taken on something that you miss. Good back heel by Moran. Here's another opportunity. There we go. Plays him through. Oh. Great interception by the defender.
It was Lopez trying to get it to Walsh, but instead into the defender's feet.
There's another indirect free kick that you don't see them usually in games, but you're going to see.
One of the rarest things you'll see in football, an indirect free kick for the goalkeeper touching it when it's passed back by their own teammate. It's now happened twice in one game, once for St. Louis and once for Ozark FC.
Just another strange call for me, man.
Taking Walsh out for a throw. Into the last minute of regulation here. St. Louis pressing for a goal. Picked off by Hernandez to Lopez.
Oh my goodness, got it wrong.
Hendowis kicks it out of bounds. Up for Ozark FC. Intent to kick it up to the goalkeeper.
We're in additional time. Right, looking at 2-3. 1 minute, there's another foul. This is where Atletico should get. Choose to play quick. is
Walsh
going to be
taken down.
their last opportunity, looks like, of the game.
Quickly taken to Gans.
Offsides.
Not much time remaining here for St. Louis to grab a goal. Ozark taking their time.
And this is something that Atletico needs to take into consideration. They get that quick goal in both games they've played in so far, and they've struggled to get those goals later on into the game. Here's a elbow to the face. The ref really has lost control of the game. It's on 92nd minute right now. And that's that face.
And Lewis looks up the field. Lopez hit from behind. Taken quickly to Hernandez, who's dispossessed. The ball is given away quite cheaply. Hernandez, good touch on the outside. Slides, saves the ball, and kept in bounds. Into the dying minutes of the game.
The ref's calling it back.
Walsh turns on his defender. Tries to push it through.
And he's
Himes has it at his feet. I don't know if they have time for another attack, but it's given away, so it might be another attack for Ozark FC. But Gans gets it. Taken back.
There should be another yellow card.
Jose Castro draws the yellow card. He also scored the goal for Ozark FC to draw Ozark level in this game after a shoving match. One of St. Louis's players.
Atletico's gonna. You want to just push up. Ball into the box. Or it looks like there's an offsides and might be the last tick of the game coming up. Well, I think we saw everything you could possibly see in a soccer match.
Two handballs from the goalkeepers. A couple of goals. A couple of missed opportunities, saves.
Plenty of missed opportunities, I think, from both teams.
But so far, no winner. And Ozark slow to restart the play as we approach the 94th minute. It's hard to imagine there will be any more time added. And the referee blows the whistle for full time. St. Louis Atletico 1. Ozark FC 1. Thank you for joining us here in St. Louis. I'm Ryan Krupp, joined by Bogey. Please join us next time for our next home game next Saturday at 6 o'clock. Same time, same place. Thank you.